Welcome to Monday, April 20th for your science e-learning. I added this picture that your fifth grade teachers took and put together for you. I'll be emailing it out to you this evening as well. But just a little bit of love from us and how much we are really truly missing you guys right now. So let's go ahead and go over today's lesson. You're going to start off by watching this Crash Course Kids video called Feed Me. And this is an introduction to our life science unit and the first standard within that unit. Develop a model to describe the movement of matter among plants, animals, it's supposed to say decomposers, and the environment. So first thing that you're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger, is you are going to, there we go. Take a minute to look at this on your own. I'm going to go over it with you guys right now because really there's nothing for you to do with this. In the past, I had you guys work in pairs to go through and classify the organisms that can be found here in Indiana based off of some of the classifications you heard from the Feed Me video. Well, because we're not together and you don't have a partner to do this with, I went ahead and did it for you as an example. And today we're really just focusing on vocabulary that you're going to hear in the video and that you're going to hear in my examples of classifications. So here we've got several different organisms from Indiana, from a maple tree to a bluegill fish, a rabbit, a snail, a bat. All of these animals or organisms, can be found here in Indiana. And so what you would have done in partnerships is gone through and done a little research and determined, okay, how is it that I could group or classify these different organisms? So coming back here to our module, you're going to click next. And what I went ahead and did is classified them for you in a few different ways. These words, producer, consumer, and decomposer, are words that you are going to hear about in the Feed Me video. And then we can further break down consumer into herbivore, omnivore, and carnivore, which I know you guys have heard these terms before. Some other ways we could group or classify the organisms. We could look at it based off of mammal, reptile, insects, birds. We could classify them based off their size. Do they have fur, feathers, or scales? Or simply, where do they live or what is their habitat? Do they live in with water, aquatic, on land, up in trees? Where do they live? So all of these things we're going to be looking at moving forward on how we can group or classify these organisms. Your job today is going to be in a discussion post. It's where you're going to share your final work. But your job is going to be to create 5 different vocabulary word drawings. So you're going to use producer, consumer, decomposer, food chain, and food web. You can find some of these meetings in the Feed Me video, or you can do a Google search. You can also use your Science Discovery Education textbook. Your job is on a piece of paper. I want you to use color, details, and creativity to draw the 5 words listed above in order to represent their meaning. And what I mean by this is you're going to turn each letter of the word into a drawing that's going to help us. So I gave you a word that has nothing to do with what we're studying right now, which is abode. So an example of a vocabulary word drawing with the word abode, which looking at this, hopefully you got the meaning behind it, is that it's a place of residence. It's some place that you can live. And looking at all of the examples, they've tried to show like a home, in an apartment building, in a townhome, in a neighborhood. So you're wanting to turn the word producer, consumer, decomposer, food chain, and food web into a picture to show its meaning, and each letter should be a part of that. In the discussion post, what your job is going to be is to share your drawing. So whether that's you recording yourself and showing your pictures and explaining what each one means, or taking a picture of your art, uploading it to the discussion post, and typing the meaning of the words. When you're finished, you need to click submit, and you are done. But I also have an optional enrichment for you, which we'll actually look at another one of these on Wednesday to practice. But this is all about being able to keep the ecosystem alive. It's a lot of fun, but it also makes some really good connections of, in an ecosystem, what's most important to have a lot of in order for the ecosystem to survive. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Please email me with any questions or concerns that you have.